Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. Hope you guys have been enjoying the project so far. Last time we rescued Bow Wow, we uncovered and beat Dungeon 2. We've made some pretty good progress. Let's see if we can continue to make some progress. So we're going to actually start heading back to Mabe Village now. We do have Bow Wow. Bow Wow is free. We can start actually doing some stuff with him. So, yeah, let's start taking Bow Wow home. But before we do, a couple of things we're going to pick up along the way. First things first, we're going to go back to this cave in here. Because there was a heart piece in this cave that we can get now that we have the power bracelet. We can lift up these stones and grab the heart piece. So, hooray for that. I'm trying to think of... I think just going back out here was a little faster. Not by too much, but it is still a little faster. Also, yeah, we can still use Bow Wow to completely eat these monsters if we need to. Which is also pretty cool. There is something else we can do in this forest, but I'm gonna wait until we get bombs. Because, for reasons I'll be explaining then and there. Also, secret seashell right here. Oh my god, get off of me. I don't need your shenanigans. And here we are. We are back in Mabe Village now. We can check on the trendy game and see how, see what prizes are in there, but we got enough trendy game in the first few videos, so I'm kind of trendy gamed out right now. Oh, I really appreciate what you did for my poor precious Bow Wow. You are such a nice boy. How can I ever repay you? I know. Smooch. You got a reward from Madame Meow Meow. Lucky. Oh, Link and Madame Meow Meow. Link gets all the girls, it seems like. That's just what he does, though. Okay, so yeah, we'll definitely take a little break from the trendy game. We've done that so much lately. But we are going to go back to the shop, though, because I think bombs should be available now. Yep, they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy them then. And we're going to immediately take those bombs somewhere else, because you're going to need a lot of bombs in this game, and I find that you run out of bombs very quickly. I think you can get, like, bomb drops from, like, some enemies, but I think it just makes more sense to do this now, just because it's available and it's something you can do. But we're going to go back to the forest, and we're going to go up this way to this stone over here, because we have a little secret here. So we're going to equip our powder. We're going to use the powder on this torch here. And we're going to release the Mad Batter, or the Little Devil. Hey, kid, you woke me up from a fine nap. Thanks a lot, but now I'll get my revenge. Are you ready? I'll let you carry more magic powder, hee hee. Are you ready? No? Okay, I'll let you carry more bombs, hee hee hee. Are you ready? Yes. So yeah, you want to do that first, because you really don't need the powder for much of anything in this game. So it just makes more sense to improve bombs first. And we can carry up to 60 now, so yeah, that's a good number to have, so I'm definitely glad I did that. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I did that first thing, because having a lot of bombs is crucial. I think of, like, all the consumables, bombs are probably the most important. I would say arrows are pretty important too, once we have the ability to use those, but because it takes a long time to get the arrows, like, it doesn't make sense to get those first anyway. So, yeah, it just makes more sense to go for bombs first. Let's go ahead, get some more rupees. Again, we're not going to be using them for anything yet. And I want to say, unlike the original Link's Awakening, you can hold more than 999 at a time, I think. So you don't have to worry about, like, reaching, like, a max limit. I could be wrong, though. I don't think this game has, like, rupee bags like other Link's Awakening games. But anyway, I got a little cave room right here. There is a piece of heart in here, and it's actually interesting. That piece of heart was not in the original game. This is a piece of heart they actually added. But I think otherwise, the only thing of note in this cave is just the chest, which I believe has rupees. Which unfortunately we'll have to leave the cave and come back in to get, but that's okay. I was more interested in the piece of heart first anyway. I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. I don't want to go up there. I think I want to hit this first, and then push. Yeah, we want to do this. There we go. Once again, 50 more rupees. Hooray. So we're like up to like 350 now. Not too bad. That's a lot of attempts at the trendy game. I love how the trendy game has become like such a meme for this playthrough already. What are you doing here, Dampe? Good seeing you. Got other stuff squared away for right now? In that case, let's step into my shack. Your shack's not here, though. Like, that's so weird that he comes all the way down here just to say that to you. That's very, very strange. Well, either way, we'll make our way back up there in a moment. There's a couple of other things I kind of want to check out first. First, we're going to go down here because I believe this is a secret seashell location. I can dig properly, thank you. Also, look out for the zombies. I remember the zombies were like a good way to get rupees in like the original game. Not the best way. Obviously, the best way is just to go throughout the game and get them whenever you can. But if you were just wanting like single amounts of rupees at a time, the zombies were usually a good way to get them. Okay, so over here we have a heart piece. I feel like the game wants you to wait until you have the hook shot to get this, but you can definitely do this now. It's just, it's kind of awkward. You have to like have a jump that makes it over there, and then there you go. And then you can just push this, not to get rid of the bat. And yeah, you do that, and then you go up here, and then you're good. But yeah, and every single guide I looked at when I was looking at the list of heart pieces, that one wasn't until like the very end, because it's like, oh, you have to use the hook shot to get over there. You don't. You just have to make a very tight jump. Which again, I can understand people thinking that you need the hook shot for that. But yeah, just play around with the Rock's Feather. That's what's cool about the Rock's Feather. It can do so much in this game. So over here we have another building that we haven't taken a look at yet. This is Crazy Tracy's house. Let's go ahead and talk to her. Hi there, big guy. I'm Crazy Tracy. I've got a little secret for sale that'll pump you up. How about it? 42 rupees for my little secret. I'm not going to actually do this, but I will go ahead and tell you what this is. She is who actually sells you the secret medicine. The secret medicine, like I mentioned before, it's basically like fairies and other Zelda games, where if you get down to 0 hearts, it's like you lose all your health. the secret medicine will heal you back up, so like you get kind of a second wind of sorts. It's very nice, but you can only hold one secret medicine at a time, and you can actually find secret medicine throughout the game in some of the dungeons. And if you already have secret medicine, you'll just put this other secret medicine back, and as a result, you'll just kind of have like one chest remaining in a dungeon, which is always kind of annoying for all those completionists out there who want to get like every single thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what the secret medicine is. The price of the secret medicine actually changes based on how many enemies you destroy. Like, there's like differing prices if you've defeated an even number of enemies versus an odd number of enemies. And I think if you defeat like up to 80 enemies or something, you'll only have to buy it for 8 rupees or something like that. I'll put an annotation in the video explaining that and the prices and everything. But it is pretty helpful if you need something and you have a lot of rupees to burn and you don't have any secret medicine. So just a nice little safety that you can use. I imagine it's also pretty helpful in hero mode as well. So anyway, we've made our way back to Dampe's hut. Let's go ahead and see what he wants now that we're done with walking Bow Wow and everything. Hey, there you are. I want to show you something interesting. You've gone poking into some of the ruins on the island, I can tell. I make little chambers based on those dungeons. Put some chambers into the slab back there and it turns into a real dungeon. How's that work, you ask? Who knows? But I want your help testing the limits of this thing. I want to hear about the dungeons you've seen. It inspires me to make new chambers for you. With a few chambers, you can make basic dungeons. With a bunch, you can make complicated ones. See if you can use what you've got to finish the challenges I give you. Though you're not done once you finish arranging a dungeon, you've got to adventure through it too. I'm no designer though, and I'm no adventurer either. That's all up to you. I'll make the risk worth it. Impress me and there's treasure in it for you. You look like you've been through a lot. Sit down and tell me about it. So yeah, this is the Dungeon Maker. This was a feature that Nintendo was really trying to push with this game when they first announced it. Just to kind of, you know, give more value to the game because it was essentially a remake of a Game Boy game. And a lot of people have theorized that this feature in this game is kind of Nintendo testing the waters for a future Zelda Maker type of game, like Mario Maker. And it does kind of feel like that, but I will say the customization options are very, very limited. And you're going to see exactly why when we get into this first chamber here. So we're going to go ahead and arrange a dungeon here. We can only do one of these right now. I think you'll get more challenges as you go through the game. And as you've gone through more dungeons, you'll have like more options to make dungeons with. But these are basically like little preset challenges that Dampe gives you. So we'll go ahead and look at Dungeon Arranging 101. I started this one already. Can you finish it? Make a path from the entrance to the Nightmare's Lair. There's got to be a stop along the way for treasure chest. If a chamber's got an exit, you got to connect it to another exit. Nobody wants an exit that goes nowhere. So yeah, let's go ahead and start arranging here. Take chambers from the menu on the right with A, then slap them on the tiles to the left with A. A lot of times you want a chamber with a particular set of exits, so that's how I divided them up. You can flip through the list with L and R. So yeah, basically we need to kind of create this little dungeon here. And, well, first thing we do is we need an entrance, which, yeah, this is the entrance right here, so we'll go ahead and keep that. We need to basically use all of these rooms, so we need to make a path to this treasure chest, and we also need to make a path to the Nightmare Lair. So what we're going to do right here is let's take a look at some of the, you know, different types of rooms we have here. We have entrance rooms, which are basically rooms you enter a dungeon from. You have the boss rooms. You have rooms that with only one exit, rooms with only 2 exits, and rooms with 3 exits. So you can kind of customize this in a couple of different ways. Let's go to the 2 exits first. We'll need to connect this boss room to something, so let's grab this. We'll put a treasure chest here. The nightmare key is always going to be in the last treasure chest you open. Any extra chests around the dungeon will have rupees and such in them. An exit in a chamber might turn into a locked door or a shutter depending on which chamber you hook up to it. There are rules for which type of exit gets the right of way. You'll earn them pretty quick as you go. So yeah, a lot of this is just kind of like messing around with this feature and, you know, basically just trying something until something works. So for me, for example, I'm really just kind of like just, you know, making a very basic layout here. Nothing too extravagant. We're making a little bit of a, I guess, a mini boss endurance gauntlet there. Sometimes you think you're all set, but a chamber isn't turning from red to blue like it should. When that happens, press Y to check and see what the deal is. So yeah, you can basically see like why you can't complete the dungeon yet. So right here, there are unconnected chambers and unconnected exits. So we need to obviously take care of that before we finish this. Okay, I made a little mistake here. I need to kind of change this because we have no corner pieces going from like the top to the bottom here, so I can't connect it like this, unfortunately. So I'll need to do something a little bit different here. I have a 3 room, don't I? I do. Okay, so let's do this instead. We'll put this one here. We'll take you out, because we don't need you after all. We'll put this one here. I don't need you anymore. Or you. So now we just need to connect this room right here, which we can easily do just by putting a room this way. I'll go ahead and put a treasure chest room. And there we go. It's a very basic dungeon. When the entrance lights up green, the job's done. Press A on the entrance to go adventuring through your shiny new dungeon. While you're on your adventure in the chamber dungeon, I'll set you up with the bombs and such you need. And after it's over, though, you'll have whatever you had before. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this dungeon we made. So we're going to go adventuring now. The goal of an adventure in this dungeon is to get to the end and beat the nightmare. Try not to run out of hearts before you get there. If you want to quit before an adventure is over, you can either leave through the entrance or choose quit adventuring from the system part of the subscreen. So, there you go. So we're going to go back here. Open this up. Green rupee. Nothing that important. But yeah, a lot of these rooms are rooms we basically, like, went through in our adventure. So, like, we're seeing a lot of rooms from the Tail Cave right now. And we'll definitely see more. Like, this is also from the Tail Cave. You could almost take a look at this as, like, a simplification of the Tail Cave. Because the Tail Cave rooms are pretty straightforward, and there's a lot of different options with them too. But yeah, see, that's kind of the main thing with this Dungeon Maker, is that, you know, obviously it's not, like, super in-depth. It features, like, all rooms from the base game anyway. You can't actually, like, create new rooms, and you can't, like, pick enemies to put in rooms. There are some, like, little modifications here and there, but nothing, like, nothing that turns this into a full-on Zelda Maker. But that was kind of the hope and dream of a lot of people when they first saw this mode in action, that Nintendo was kind of looking into that possibility. And that is something I think they should definitely consider for the future, because that could be a lot of fun, like making your own Zelda dungeons and stuff. I know a lot of people also kind of thought that this was going to be kind of like a Zelda randomizer feature to kind of like, you know, go along with the whole like randomizer craze that a lot of Zelda games have been getting. That was definitely something I was kind of hoping for here, but honestly, this is a pretty cool idea too. I just kind of wish it was fleshed out a little more, because as you can see, this dungeon is pretty much finished already. I think we do have to fight Moldorm again, which Moldorm's pretty simple, and we have way more hearts now, too, so this should be a pretty easy fight. He doesn't push me. Oh my god, Moldorm, please. There we go. And there we go, the dungeon is completed. And if you want to get 100% in this game, you do have to actually complete all of Dampe's challenges, because there are some heart pieces and seashells locked behind these. I will definitely show them, but I'm probably not going to like do them all at once, because I need to unlock more of the dungeon rooms anyway, because obviously we only have dungeon rooms for Dungeon 1 and Dungeon 2, and obviously there wouldn't be enough there to actually like complete all of the challenges anyway. So this is something we'll definitely work on later on, or as we even go throughout the project. It'll be kind of like the trendy game, where every now and then I might come back here, but I'll probably cut out the dungeon stuff significantly, like through editing and post-production and everything, just to make sure you're not like, you know, just spending a lot of time watching me do this. But if you go back to arrange, there are some other challenges you have here. Like I said, I'm not going to do this right now, but I will probably come back. Maybe if I ever like feel like I'm ending a video and I have some time to kill, I can maybe come back and, you know, make a quick dungeon or something. So that's something I'll maybe consider. But for now, I think we're going to be done. But yeah, that is basically the dungeon maker. It is pretty interesting, and I do at some point want to create like a very serious dungeon. Like kind of the dungeon idea I had in mind, which is not really like a super creative idea, because it's like, I mean, it's kind of what the game expects you to do anyway. I just kind of want to make like a little, like a hybrid dungeon that basically features like different features of all the different dungeons in this game. Kind of have just like a giant hybrid of all the dungeons in this game in one dungeon. But that's something I'll do at a later date and time. Okay, so right here we actually have a warp pad. Some strange energy is pouring from here. You should find out what it does. Nothing yet, but that'll change later on. So right here we have a cracked wall. This is either a berry fountain or this is something we can't complete yet. Okay, this is the thing we can't complete yet. We need another item before we can get this. But still, good to know. Good to know. We'll come back later. But yeah, we are in the Ukuku Prairie now. This is where we'll find the next dungeon of the game. But before we do that, we are going to be doing a little bit of exploring first. We can go down here, but I'm going to keep going in a different direction. Actually, no, I should probably go over here first. Just so we can kind of figure out what the next objective is for, like, the main quest. So now we're in the Pothole Field. Whoops. There was literally a pothole there. Okay, so in here we have a funny-looking guy with blue hair.
Yo.
Salutations! You wouldn't know by the look of me, but I used to live in the castle. My servants went berserk, and I was forced to flee to my villa. So you're looking for something, are you? I may have just what you're after. But first, I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled. Okay. Smashing. To tell you the truth, there are 5 leaves, and I want them all. Okay, you need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. Are you off then? Good luck. So yeah, that's why you need the shovel for this part, because you don't need it for the golden leaf part, but you do need it after the fact, so make sure you have the shovel at least by then. because you're not going to make it to the next dungeon without it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and go down here. There's a heart piece over there, which we'll probably get later. Obviously, we can't get it now, so we're not going to bother with it. Let's go ahead and take care of this while I'm thinking about it. This kind of leads back to the main part of the prairie that I was at earlier. But you notice this giant cracked stone here? If you lay a bomb, you'll actually get rid of the stone, and it creates a bit of a shortcut to this side of the prairie, which is pretty helpful. So yeah, I don't hate that I did that. Also, over here, I believe this is the fairy top that I was thinking of earlier. Indeed it is. Yeah, I don't really need the fairy, but I'll go ahead and take it. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and keep on adventuring. Some of these enemies can be very, very obnoxious when they want to be. Not that I'm shocked, because sometimes enemies are just annoying. So the Candlelit Castle, which is the castle that Richard was talking about, is up here. But we can't get in through the front door because the front door is locked. We'll find a way to that probably in the next video. We're probably about done with this video, so I'm going to do a few other things before we wrap this up. I'm going to go down here to this little, I guess, stone structure. Get rid of some of these enemies with the stone for a secret seashell. And the next place we're actually going to go is we're going to be heading over here. I'm going to get rid of these guys. Leave them alone. Take that, loser. Do we have another? Yep, another seashell right there. And here we have the seashell mansion. So all these seashells we've been collecting, you can actually use them right here. I am the spirit of the mansion. I have been waiting for someone, one who can overcome the darkness. Find the secret shells, then ascend the platform. You will receive the ultimate sword. Sounds like you should come back with lots of shells and try standing on the platform. Well, let's go ahead and try that now. Okay, we lit up one of the seashell lights. And since we've done that, we get a present, which is a heart piece. So basically, as you collect seashells throughout the game, there are 5 different rewards you can get. And unlike the Game Boy and Game Boy Color versions, you don't need the exact numbers. So as you can see, you only needed 5 for this first one. So because of that, we have obviously like 11 now. But if you have like more than 5, that's enough to get the reward. If you had enough for the next reward, you'd get both rewards. So it is definitely nice that they actually like made it so you could actually get everything and actually find all the seashells. Because in the original game, once you actually, well, first of all, once you pass the reward points, you couldn't actually get the rewards anymore, which was kind of annoying. They were just extra seashells anyway, but still, it was one of those annoying things because they were essentially collectibles that you could potentially miss. And more than that, if you actually like got enough seashells for the final reward, the seashells that were left in the game would get turned into rupee prizes instead, so you couldn't actually collect all of them at that point. So yeah, they kind of modified that so you could actually collect them all, and obviously they added more seashells in general too. So yeah, that's pretty much the Seashell Mansion. And I think that's actually going to do it for this video. So this has been SlimKirby. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time when we start collecting some golden leaves and start making our way to the next dungeon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys then. Later, folks.